we need to renegotiate the Dublin Pact because no European countries is happy with it. And the Dublin Pact failed in the main lines. So it's the time now to discuss a new migration pact. We are aware of the European elections.
That question again is this idea of, okay, you're not going to take in refugees. How about if you contribute financially? Do you like that idea?
I'm not very happy with this idea. You know, I come from Calais, and we are used to get money from the UK to keep their migrants for them. And that's the thing we are doing, you know, having migrants against money with Turkey. I think that's a very bad choice to send the message that a migrant or human being has a cost, and we need to give money to share the burden of the welcoming these migrants. The fact is, at the end, we need to have an unanimous decision. All the member states will need to agree on a new migration pact.
But you know those countries will never agree. So what will you do?
We don't know. Again, we are trying to negotiate, and this is a first solution. This is a first proposal, and then the head of states, the ministers for migration issues for all over Europe will discuss all together, and maybe at the end we will find a solution. But again, we need to have a first proposal.
Stelios Kimpopoulos, very briefly.
I totally agree, but and I insist that this is a first proposal. We have many steps to conclude an acceptable text. So don't say that Poland or other countries cannot accept immigrants. We stay on the state that we have a proposal, and this part is very important.
Alina Liapina, under what conditions do you see the likes of Poland and Hungary or Austria accepting more migrants?
I don't think, frankly, that the European Union should spend years, as it did, trying to convince countries like Poland and Hungary to taking their fair share of refugees. It is just bickering, and I think it's stupid, and it costs human lives at EU borders. And I think instead we need to reimagine radically a new European migration system with solidarity cities and universal human rights at its center. We have countless cities across Europe that are willing to help people in need and receive more refugees. We have 200 cities in Germany alone that have their own so-called safe harbor bill. And by that, they declared their readiness to accept more refugees. We have over 180 cities and towns in the Netherlands that are willing to do the same. We have dozens of municipalities in France, Italy, and Spain that are also willing to take in refugees. That's why we advocate to abolish the camp system that brought nothing but misery and remains nowhere near to any sustainable or viable solution, and instead focus on a direct reception in the willing municipalities across Europe. And that should be, of course, coordinated and financially supported by the European Union and its authorities.